Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is Star Wars The Black Series, Best Buy exclusive, I guess Star Wars Episode 1 figure reissues. It's part of the 50th anniversary Lucasfilm limited line. Why they're doing it in 2021 and not, 2019 when the 20-year anniversary of The Phantom Menace happened, I have no idea. But they're doing it, and I'm not super complaining because I think it's pretty cool. And you can see my hands moving because the packaging is very reflective. It's kind of neat. It's actually very reminiscent of the Episode 1 packaging, at least from the front. The only difference is they have like a little thing here about the figure on the bubble, and now it says this 50th anniversary thing. It does still have the character. There's no ComTech chip, obviously. It'd be pretty cool if there was, but that was a gimmick they did with Episode 1, and it was pretty dumb. It sounded awful. This is actually, I got a little dent in my bubble there. That's okay, because I'll be opening this. This is actually the second time I've received these. Actually, it's not the second time I've received these. It is the second time I ordered these. There's my pickup sticker remnants right there. But what happened was I ordered these when they were announced back in January, and they were released. It was supposed to be delivered either on my birthday or the day before my birthday. So like last week sometime. And it said it was delivered and I never got it. Like there was nothing at my door. And just for context there, like I know porch pirates are a thing, but number one, we have package lockers. We get stuff in the lockers all the time. But I also live in a gated community, and we're on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex, and they're not like open to people. Like no one comes to the 3rd floor of our apartment complex. So I don't think they were stolen. I think they were actually just delivered to the completely wrong complex, even though the shipping company says they weren't, which was on track, and they're terrible, of course. But Best Buy made it right. They didn't even question it. They just said, hey, here are 2 more figures, so I've got these for you. And rather than doing them one at a time, because there's no difference between the Battle Droid, I just got it, and I want to open it because I want more Battle Droids, and this is an excuse to buy another one. So that's all that's happening here. But the big thing here is the Qui-Gon. And what I want to do is show it off with my original 2017 Qui-Gon so you can see the differences, because this was made before they did the paint, the new face printing thing. But on top of that, this was the only figure they tried it with, but they did this in a weird way where the eyes were a separate layer under the face, I think it was, and it gives it this really, really, really weird, I don't know if I can show this off, but his eyes look dark and kind of dead because of it. Like the face sculpt's not bad. The paint could be better, but it's not terrible. But the face sculpt is actually pretty good, especially for the time. Like the sculpts have always been there. But because of the way they did that, the eyes just, they do not look good. Whereas we have this new one, which I'm going to open up. But because of this, I actually have 2 versions of these because I kind of panicked when this got lost in the mail. And I didn't know, like, is it going to be a situation where, I have to find one because they're hard to find? The answer is no. I've seen a lot of people go into Best Buy and buy them. I did one for pickup that night and picked it up the next day, so it's not a problem. I do want to show off the back here. This is the 50th anniversary, so a little blurb on Qui-Gon. I think it's the same thing that was on the back of the Black Series box there, and they have the timeline. It's the same timeline from the Kenner Color figures, if you haven't seen that. But I'm just going to get into this because I don't want to dawdle too much. What I do want to do while I'm cutting this open is just apologize. I haven't been as active as I need to be right now. There's a lot of videos I need to be doing, and here I am. Oops, I'm just going to knock everything over. That's fine. Here I am doing a Talking Hands video, which, I don't really like doing. And the things I really want to focus on right now, the next big review is obviously going to be this Boba Fett back here, but not just the Boba Fett. I am going to take the opportunity to review every Boba Fett. It's going to be like a Boba Fett smorgasbord, a Boba Fett extravaganza. So that's going to be fun. I am going to review Unicron, like a full review. Those are the next 2 big reviews I've got coming up. And then I've got 2 unboxings to do soon, so I'm going to do those as well. Now, I'm going to get this out here. If you have the original Qui-Gon, something you might notice is missing is the original Qui-Gon came with a different hand. It was an alternate hand, like a Force hand. I have it, but it's not in this room. It's down in the garage. And it would probably take me an hour to go through the boxes to find his box to get that out. So I just didn't do it. There does seem to be a little bit of a color difference here. I don't know if you guys can see it. The one on the right's the new one, obviously, and it looks a little darker. It looks to me, I'm gonna take this lightsaber out of his hand. And I'll take his hand out of his hand. Is that normal? Is that the same? Yeah, it's the same. Okay. I was thinking like, oh, does it bend deeper? It does not. But let's just get this done. Let's take a look at the face here. It's a little shinier. That's catching the light, which makes it look like it looks like he's been crying a little bit. Or I don't know what's happening there. It doesn't look as bad in person, but on camera with the lights shining, it definitely is catching the light. But look at that. He's got that Jesus look going on there. Oh, that Qui-Gon looks so good. Definitely a good Liam Neeson. Again, that's not a spot or anything. It's the light catching his hair. It definitely is a kind of a shiny quality to it that this one doesn't have. And I think I like the non-shiny better. Is that weird? Versus the shiny? It looks a lot better, that's for sure. It just kind of sucks that he doesn't come... Well, number one, it sucks that he doesn't come with a robe. That's just a fact. Looks like mine has some hand damage here. Some molding damage. Looks like a dog took a bite out of him or something like that, but it came out of the package like that, so that's kind of weird. I do have 2 of these. I could return one of them, no problem, if this is a bad one. This hand definitely stays in here better, so that's nice. He's got his lightsaber. The blade is removable, of course. Like, why wouldn't it be? Well, yeah, why wouldn't it be? I was going to addend that, but that's not how that works. It has to be removable. It is nice, though, that they made it so you can put that on his belt, because not even Mace Windu can do that. That's good, I suppose. It does look good like that. It's missing his robe. It's such a big part of his character to have that robe, and I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they decided that Jedis like this don't need a robe. I definitely think the paint is better on this, like his robe, his tunic, all this stuff. The paint looks a lot. There's like a wash over it or something. I don't know. It looks a lot better. This looks a little bit lighter and a little bit cleaner. And I definitely think that this stands out and pops a little bit more. The paint in person, again, looks a lot better than it does on camera, just because of the way the lights are catching it. So I'm going to take this away here, and here we have him next to the Padawan Obi-Wan, my little episode 1 collection right there. And of course, they look great together. Again, no robe for Obi-Wan either. Now, you can buy third-party robes and people that make robes out there. Robes aren't hard to make. I know you can do that. In fact, I actually have one for Qui-Gon somewhere. I took it off at some point to do photography, and I don't know where I put it. But I believe my buddy Tony sent me one, and it was very nice of him, and I'll find it at some point. I am going to be moving soon, so I know I started this video off apologizing for my lack of as many videos as I usually do, but the videos I'm going to do are kind of daunting. I got a lot of work stuff going on, but on top of that, my wife and I are going to be moving soon. There we go. It might not get better. It might get worse before it gets better. One of the things I don't like about his hair here is when you turn his head and leave it there for a while, the hair does tend to kind of warp a little bit. You can see it happening on this one right here, where the hair on this side it's like up a little bit more. Oh, yeah. And then lastly, of course, I do have the Darth Maul here. This was the first Black Series figure I ever bought back in 2013. His age is starting to show. I didn't get the archive one. I feel like I should have, but I do have the shirtless one coming, and I like that. So, you got to get the this little episode 1 kind of trio going on, because that's important. Darth Maul's lightsaber, it goes together, it stays together, but it's hard to get it in both hands without it bending, and I don't like that. So I like posing him in 2 different hands like this, just because there's less likely that it will break. I love this Obi-Wan. I love this Qui-Gon. They all look super good together. So if I were to give this guy a score, I'm going to give him a 1 for looks, for sure. Although, no, I'm going to dock some. I'm going to give him a I'll give it a 0.75 actually. The likeness is there, the face is there, it looks great. The problem though is like there's this look from his 20 minutes of the movie he looked like this, but for the rest of the movie he wore a robe. And that's an important look for episode 1 Phantom Menace. Not including it there is a big no-no. So to me, I'm going to dock it a little bit for that. I'm also going to dock it as not coming with an accessory, and it only comes with his lightsaber. It doesn't even come with the extra hand. So I'm going to give this a 0.25 just because they took an accessory away, and that kind of sucks. For articulation, it was fine when it came out, but it has aged a little bit. Hasbro, number one, puts the wrong hinges on these hands. They need to hinge like this, not like this, to properly hold lightsabers like this. So that's a big issue for me, is not being able to hold the lightsaber correctly, and because it doesn't hinge the right way. It's also missing the newer head joint, and it doesn't have any of the butterfly joints like the new Obi-Wan does. And that, for doing poses like this where his arms should come together, that's a big deal too. I'm going to give it a half point. It's not terrible. It actually moves pretty good. The elbows have a decent bend, but there are some issues. Paint sculpt and detail, I'm going to give it a 1. It looks good. They did a good job with the new face. It's a whole new face. It's not just updated face printing like some of the other figures are getting, but it's a whole new face. For want and availability, I have to say this is not on my top list for want. I would have much rather had other figures before this. I'm not complaining about it, but if they're doing archive with updated face releases, Qui-Gon, for me anyway, wasn't going to be on the list anytime soon. Again, I'm not complaining. I'm glad we got a new face for him. I feel like there are other figures that need it more, like Episode 3 Obi-Wan. In terms of availability, he's Best Buy exclusive, but he's not hard to find. I pre-ordered him the day he went up for pre-order. They lost that, and Best Buy still got me. I got 2 more after that. So not hard to find, even though it's exclusive. So I'm not going to really dock it anything for that. The only thing I am going to dock it for is value, really, because it's $25 instead of $20. That's an extra $5 for shiny packaging, and that's pretty much it. He comes with less. He came with less than the original figure came with, and he's got a shiny retro package. So I'm going to give that a half point for want and availability and value. So it's a 3 out of 5, I think, is what I mapped that out to. And I feel like that's pretty good. Pretty accurate, I should say. I might bump it up a little bit and give it like a 3.5 out of 5. He's not terrible. He's definitely not even close to being the worst figure I've got this year. And for the people that don't have Qui-Gon, I'm glad that you could get one, because he was available in 2017 and he didn't even really come out. Like, he did, but I never once found him in stores, and he was instantly scalped. And I think most of the time I saw him on Amazon anywhere between $27 to like $60 depending on the day. I think I ended up paying a little bit over retail for mine. I think it was like 23 or 25, and I figured that's as low as I'm ever going to see it, so I just ordered it for the original one back in the day. So, for a figure that sucked for distribution back in 2017, I feel like it's nice that people can add this to their collection. And I'm going to pass on opening the Battle Droid here. I've done a full Battle Droid review. If you want to go see that, it's on my channel. This is my, this is my 5th Battle Droid. I think this mold kind of sucks. Now, after playing with it, I have a hard time keeping them standing up, but that is an issue for its other thing. This is all about Qui-Gon here, and Qui-Gon is looking fine. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry my videos aren't coming out faster. Again, I am going to do a Boba Fett. I am going to do a Unicron for the people that care about that. I don't have the new figures yet, the Bad Batch wave and stuff, so those will come out whenever I get them, but also I'm moving, so who knows. Let me know down in the downstairs area, did you get this? Do you care about it? Do you want it? I love to read and respond to all the comments. I'd also like to take a moment and thank the people that support me on Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. It means a lot to me that you guys do that. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. I'll see you later. Bye.